What is deferred maintenance? Maybe you've heard your broker or the seller's broker talking about deferred maintenance. What is it? That's what this video is about. Welcome to Commercial Real Estate Explained. I'm Dave Carlson. We help people make informed decisions about commercial real estate. So our question, what is deferred maintenance? It's basically a nice way of saying physical repairs that have been put off. There's not necessarily a concrete definition of this is deferred maintenance and this is just something that needs to be fixed. It's kind of a catch-all term that we use in commercial real estate. Essentially, when you're going to buy a building, unless it's brand new, expect there to be some deferred maintenance. Just like anybody else, even with your own home, you don't necessarily fix every single thing that gets broken right when it happens. It's human nature to basically prioritize the most important things first, and sometimes we put off fixing things that are really important. So deferred maintenance is kind of a catch-all term for when you're buying commercial real estate, repairs that still need to be made. And they may need to be made by the buyer. And so you want to understand those, budget for them, and be ready. So I think the most important thing to do that I always start with, and this can save you a lot of time, and this is during the tour. When you're walking, when you're walking through the building and you're, preliminarily interested, ask how old is the HVAC and ask how old is the roof. Those are two of the big ticket items that we're going to talk about a lot in due diligence. But knowing the age of those two things is going to tell you a lot about deferred maintenance. If they say that they put a roof on 3 years ago, that is great news. You still want to have it inspected, but you can feel good about the fact that most roofs last, depends on the manufacturer, but 10 to 20 years. So if a roof went in 3 years ago, you've got hopefully 7 years plus left on that roof. That's great news. If they say that the HVAC is original and the building is 30 years old, well, then that's cause for concern. That should be a big red flag that I need to consider replacing HVAC. That's going to be a big component of deferred maintenance when I buy this building. So just asking how old those two items there are going to tell you a lot about deferred maintenance. Of course, you still want to get a professional inspector to come through and look at everything. I mean, they're going to turn on every light switch and really make sure that they understand it as every aspect of the building. Be prepared, just like when you buy a home. When you get an inspection, they are thorough and they can be very scary. They're going to point out all of these things that need to be fixed. But as long as you brace yourself for the fact that this is not a brand new building, there are things that are going to need to be replaced. I encourage you to, look at that deferred maintenance and ask yourself, okay, what is mission critical? Like, what do I have to have repaired on day one versus what is something I need to keep an eye on and start to put away money to fix eventually? So I think that's an important distinction is, you might find all kinds of deferred maintenance, but only a little bit of it needs to be fixed on day one. Just make sure you understand that. I'm a bit of an optimist. I'm kind of a glass half full guy. Keep in mind that deferred maintenance can also lead to what we call a value add opportunity. Let's say this warehouse has, a roof that's failing and the current seller is not in a position to replace the roof or just doesn't want to. Maybe they paid off the building and they just don't want to put more money into it. You might be able to get a better deal on that building because it needs a new roof. So as long as you know that and as long as you, budget for that, you can add value to this building by replacing the roof after you buy it. So I think, deferred maintenance and value add, you can kind of go hand in hand. It does mean you're gonna have to spend money, but it also means you can add value to the property. So definitely keep that in mind. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you got any value, please hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. We're putting out one video a week to basically help people make informed decisions about commercial real estate, walk them step by step through the process, and hopefully give some tricks and tips to newbies and experts, people that have been investing in all kinds of deals. So thank you again for tuning in.